Cursor is an editor based off a fork of VS Codium that has been tweaked for using GPT actively for development. Essentially, that just means, as you can see, that it kind of looks and feels like a version of VS Code that has been tweaked for really integrating GPT. So out here we have a chat window where we can chat about the code. And then this is actually really nice. You can add various descriptions, keywords for how you want to develop and which packages you want to use. So here they say always use functional React, never yada yada yada. For me, that could be something like use primarily Plotly for plotting or stuff like that, which becomes kind of nice when you have a bigger project and you've made some choices of which packages you want to rely on. As a demo, I'll try to get emails, all my emails from Gmail. I've never done it before, so usually if I attempt to do something like this, it would take me a few hours because I need to read through the API documentation, find the right Python library, make a few mistakes, and then after 3-4 hours, so I've got it right, I know how it works, and then everything goes smoothly from there. But let's try to do the same thing using Cursor and see if we can avoid all of that. So I created a small Python file called read-email.py, and let's try to start out. So let's say I say Command K to generate, and let's say get all emails from Gmail using Gmail. I don't know if there is an API, but I'll assume there is. Please. All right. And let's install these libraries. So just go to the chat and say pip install these libraries. Then I get an explanation of the different libraries and some code I can copy. Let's do this. And turns out I already installed them. But basically what I did was I just said pip install in the chat, and then it gave me the correct package names. And then if I run this, so let's say Python read email.py. Oh, I haven't saved it. And then of course we need a token.json file with the correct credentials. And actually you can say, let's say chat, how do I get a token.json file with the correct credentials? And then it gives me actually a correct description of how to go about it. It sort of follows the tutorial. After trying it out, just in case you want to do something similar that I'm doing here, I ended up doing it a slightly different way. Basically because some of this credential management became a bit cumbersome. But that's basically the only change I did the first time I did it. So in case you want to do the same, I'll leave a link in the description of the video, and then here's a short description and some commands you want to use. And I ended up deviating from what Cursor suggested here, which is essentially what the Google tutorial suggests as well, but it didn't really work that nice. And I think that's probably typical. You'll just use the code and then you might deviate a few places. So I ended up just deleting this and doing like this instead. So it's not completely perfect. If you followed along what it did, it would actually work. But I ended up just slightly deviating. I'm just gonna, and then let's see. And now it works. So what are we printing. We're getting all the email. Oh, that's a lot of emails. All right, so let's stop and let's say. So let's say only get the emails from my inbox folder and only emails that are newer than 7 days. All right, and actually that is kind of like telling for often what happens. So it just generates the code. It nearly always works. And then once you start using it, you see, okay, maybe I get too many emails, and then that's what I want to do differently. You just write it and it just edits the code, and it works surprisingly well. So if I run this, I should only get the latest. Only from my inbox, and this looks right because these are only, you don't know it, but these are the one from my inbox before I got all kinds of different things. And then we can verify, yeah, and this actually matches only the last 7 days. Cool. Yes, so now we get the, then we only get the headers. So let's say what I want is I want to get, I want to get the entire email body, get the entire email body and print it. I don't know why I add please. It's just, I tend to do it with the ChatGPT, and for some reason I think it sometimes works better, but I don't know. Maybe it's just me that anthropomorphizes. Who knows? All right, let's see. Now gets data, prints that. Let's see if that works. And it does, but that is not human readable. So let's say make the email human readable. Is it gonna understand that? Actually, with the solutions are gonna be slightly different a lot of the time, so it's, what is it? All right. So it's not possible to always, like, you do a demo and then you just know this is how it's gonna work, because I think the temperature is not set at 0, so it deviates quite. But let's say here it didn't work. Let's say decode the email such that it is human readable. Otherwise I'll try a different way. Alright, let's see if that works. We'll accept it, we'll save. Yep, now we get the email, get the email body, we get everything. That looks exact. Oh, whoops, that looks exact. Oh yeah, now we get a lot, but that looks exactly right. Alright, so dump emails to a Parquet file using pandas. Yes, let's do that. Then we can inspect them there. All right. That looks about right. Honestly, a lot of the time when I'm coding like this, I'm not exactly sure what happens, but I just get it up and running, and then you sort of investigate afterwards, try it out, see if you get the right thing or not. Yeah, so now I get it, and now it's just all right. So let's go into, I have a user notebook, and I can just generate here as well. So let's say read packet file email data dot packet using pandas. Oh, did I make a mistake? Did I not? Maybe I read email slash data dot packet. That's weird. It usually works. Maybe there's a mistake, isn't it? Have I not started as PD? Maybe I have. Oh, wait a minute, pandas. Usually it always works generating. I don't know. But instead of spending too much time on that, let me just do like this, and then df equal to pd dot read okay slash email data. And there we have it. Yada 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 yada. And then probably we should fix it so we have the correct subject from to date. But then we see that the message is correctly read into the body. Then maybe we've gotten quite, so maybe let's say refactor into separate functions with doc strings. Just to make it more readable and yeah, separate the functionality a bit. Is that gonna work or what? Maybe not. Let's see. Get email data, write email data to file. All right, maybe I wanted to separate a bit more, but who cares? For now, we'll just go with that. Usually, it actually does a better job, I think. But yeah. And then if you want tests, you can just add that. Say, for instance, Command L, add test, add unit tests of the function using PyTest. Then you actually usually get pretty good unit test here. But yeah, basically that's it. We wrote a small wrapper for small functionality for getting data from all the emails from Gmail. Change the query, create some functions, and it's very, very, very fast. And then quickly, actually, what I start doing is then I start investigating in a notebook. I see, okay, we need the right subject from to date, and then I go back and I start asking for that functionality. But I think already now you can see how quickly you can get some functionality up and running using APIs you never used before. And it's just a really nice and fast workflow. So yeah, that's it.